What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with a legendary item guide on the Polybius. In this video, we'll cover how to get it, break down how the weapon works, and cover some of the other things that you should be on the lookout for when you get this weapon. So let's get into it. The Polybius is a legendary shotgun manufactured by TDR, and the red text reads 21, 11, 33, 14, 24, 42, which is a reference to the Polybius square, which is a method of cryptography which changes letters into numbers. In the case of this weapon, the numbers translate into the word Fandir, F-A-N-D-I-R, which itself is a reference to the mysterious amulet mission from Borderlands 2, as Mr. Miz, who gives you the quest for the amulet, says the secret lies in Fandir's grasp. The Polybius is also a reference to an urban legend video game by the same name, and if you want to go down a huge rabbit hole, look that thing up sometime. The special effect for this weapon, though, is that it shoots a 4x4 pattern in an alternating horizontal then vertical line. Additionally, since this is a TDR, you will throw reload this thing, and it can spawn with two different reload modules. The standard reload module, which will explode on enemy contact or shortly after surface impact, firing in all directions while airborne, or the second module, which will make the thrown reload into a turret that sticks to surfaces and shoots at nearby enemies. After its magazine is empty, it'll chase down nearby enemies and jump at them and explode. Neither one of those two is more sought after than the other, in my opinion. Just wanted to throw those out there. The Polybius can be obtained by killing Genevieve and Voracious Canopy on Eden 6, or it can also be a world drop. No mayhem level is required to get this item. To get to Genevieve, head to this point on your map, essentially at the very end of the map. At these vendors, you'll trigger the save station, and all subsequent runs will start right here. Simply drop in and Genevieve will be ready and waiting for you. Her first health bar is weak to shock damage, and her second one is weak to corrosive, so plan your attack accordingly. If you don't kill her quickly, she will zip around the map and then stop at a point near the back, and then you'll have to kill her from there. So do your best to kill her as quickly as possible, like I'm doing in this video. It'll make the farm that much faster. Now, in addition to the Polybius, Genevieve can also drop the 10-gallon, and on Mayhem 6 and above, she can also drop the Reflux. Genevieve used to be able to drop the Messy Breakup Shield, but for some reason, Gearbox moved that drop to Max or Rax, I don't remember which one, in Meridian Outskirts. So hopefully they'll move that back into her loot pool someday, because that's where it belongs. The stats on this one at Mayhem 10 level 65 are 6,340 times 4 damage, 46% accuracy, 73% handling, reload time is 2 seconds, the fire rate is 6.06 shots per second, and the mag size is 8 on the one that I've got right here. It consumes only 1 ammo per shot, and it can spawn in any element, but will never be non-elemental. This gun has received 2 buffs since launch. On October 15, 2020, it received a 135% weapon damage increase, and then on May 14, 2021, it received an additional 18.5% damage buff, which honestly wasn't really enough of a buff to really seem to make a substantial difference, but more on that in a minute. Also, with it being a TDR weapon, it did suffer from the TDR nerf that reduced reload explosion damage, making throw reloads on this gun essentially worthless. Honestly, the TDR nerf just needs to be undone. It makes no sense to me. In terms of parts, this gun only has a few variations in grips, and none of them are dramatic in how they alter the weapon's performance. One grip increases fire rate by 5%, one increases the accuracy and splash damage radius by 20%, and the splash damage only applies to the throw reload, which honestly isn't really worth bothering with on this gun. And the last grip will increase damage by a whopping 5%, while also decreasing the weapon sway by 30%. The second grip is probably the most useful, as it'll at least decrease the spread of the bullets and make your throw reloads do at least a smidge of extra damage, but I wouldn't stress out over farming for any of those in particular. Anointments that you should be on the lookout for: obviously consecutive hits is great for this thing. You're going to hit a lot of shots frequently. Another really good option would be next to Mag's Elemental. Character specific anointments are great depending on your build. What you want to avoid, even though this gun can roll with it, you want to avoid the splash damage anointments, because this thing's just not going to really benefit from those that much. And you also want to avoid 300/90, because it's just not going to work very well with this weapon. Despite the TDR nerf and the lackluster recent buff that this gun received, some of you might be surprised by just how well this gun performs. With the right build and playstyle, this gun can output a nice bit of damage. In my shotguns only flak, I used the Polybius exclusively on Wotan, and I absolutely decimated him. The fire rate is nice and beefy, the projectiles hit in a nice tight pattern, and the gun just feels pretty nice, right up until you throw a reload at least. Now, that's not to say that this this gun is great all the time or on all characters or all builds, but it can be built around and it can be used effectively. All that said, there's better options in the shotgun category, so reserving a spot for this gun when there's better options doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I still had a fun time messing around with it on my flak, so who knows, maybe you'll enjoy it as well. So next time a Polybius drops, pick it up and try it. You might have fun with it. I hope this guide to the Polybius was helpful to you. If it was, then please take a second to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I post a new video. You can click on one of the cards at the end of this video to see more legendary item guides as well. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.